Good evening and welcome into our Golf Channel headquarters. I'm Cara Banks with you alongside Damon Hack, where we have just learned that the PGA of America have announced tonight that the PGA Championship will no longer be played at Trump National Golf Club in New Jersey as originally scheduled for May of 2022, and the organization are currently looking for potential new hosts. Now, this golf course in Bedminster had previously hosted a major championship. You might recall the 2017 US Women's Open that was won here by Sung Hyun Park. Jordan Spieth also famously our previous winner here back at the 2009 US Junior Amateur. Well, in a statement just released moments ago by President of the PGA of America, Jim Richardson, reads as follows. The PGA of America Board of Directors voted tonight to exercise the right to terminate the agreement to play the 2022 PGA Championship at Trump Bedminster. Short and succinct, that's all that there was to it. And as I welcome back in Damon Hack for your reaction, Damon, I guess I have to ask, in your opinion, is this a shocking or a necessary announcement tonight, given the events of the last week?
I believe it's necessary, Cara. I believe the PGA of America is making a big statement about how it wants to be viewed today and how it wants to be viewed in 2022 and beyond. The PGA of America is saying that golf is about inclusion. It's about a fair shake. It's about honesty. It's about integrity. It's about doing the right thing. And I think, given the events, Cara, of Wednesday, that would have been a harder case to make had the PGA Championship happened in 2022 at Trump Bedminster in New Jersey.
They certainly would, and it signals a huge sentiment from the PGA of America that they've chosen to make this decision now, 10 p.m. Eastern time on a Sunday, before who knows what events could take place across the next week. Always a difficult subject, though, perhaps when politics mix with sports. For more on that, let's welcome in two more of our contributors. That is Brandel Chambly and Jaime Diaz. Brandel, I will start with you. Same question, really. Shocking or expected?
I would say expected. You know, when you start to look at these competitions, this is really nothing new. The WGC event left Doral to go to Mexico. The Open Championship hasn't been played at Turnberry. The Grand Slam of golf was slated for a Trump golf course. That didn't happen. So when you start to look at the PGA Championship, which was scheduled obviously for 2022 during the midterms, obviously that will be another politically divisive moment, no doubt about it. You want the attention to properly be on the athlete. You want the attention to properly be on the competition. You don't want the distraction of what has been described, not by me. Political scientists dig deep and judge these things, and they judge him to be the most politicized, polarizing president of all time. So you don't want the distraction of that sort of polarization, of that divisiveness. So I think this is the right move by the PGA of America.
And Jaime, your reaction?
Yeah, I think this is the leadership of golf saying they want to be reading the country correctly, and they want to be in concert with where the country is at this moment. And some incredible, powerful forces have taken place in this last month that I think has changed the orientation of where we are as a country in terms of the politics of an existing president who disagreed with an election that was, by all accounts, a fair election, and all the way down the line until the overrunning of the Capitol created, I think, a real sense that the country has to separate from those kinds of behaviors and those kinds of attitudes because they're dangerous, and I think golf doesn't want to be associated with that right now.
You know, one of the things I'll be curious to find out in the days and weeks ahead was Wednesday the tipping point? Was that the decision maker for the PGA of America, or was this something that had been under discussion over the last several weeks, several months, or even several years? That's one thing I'm definitely going to be curious to find out as the story continues to unfold, Cara.
Yeah, that's a great point, Damon. And I think what we're seeing tonight in this announcement is that golf is choosing, particularly the PGA of America, to be a leader in this aspect of decisions that can be made in terms of where you want to shine the light, what stages you want to use. And, you know, we're still over a year away from when this was scheduled, May of 2022. There will be time, of course, to make necessary adjustments, choose potentially, well, definitely now a new host, what needs to go into that. I wonder what the reaction will be from the golf world, given what's gone on. But it seems all three of you are in agreement that this was something that absolutely had to happen and presumably will be a long time until we see another professional golf tournament perhaps ever taking place at a Trump-owned property.
It's been a tense time in our country. It's been a tense time for golf as well, and it's a sensitive time for golf. You know, we look at the year 2020 with the COVID-19 pandemic, the many people that joined golf clubs for the first time, played golf for the first time, and golf is trying to grow and be diverse and grow its tent and have more players. And when you look at the history of our sport, it has often been behind in growing the tent, in diversifying, in attracting women and people of color. So it's a sensitive time for the game of golf, and I think that this decision kind of shines a light on that as well.
It almost perhaps puts the game one step ahead, perhaps, in making this decision than it has been, as you said, in years and generations past. Jaime, as I welcome you back in, big picture, is this a positive decision for the game of golf? Do you think that they have chosen to do this at this current stage?
I think absolutely it's a positive decision. It shows golf has the autonomy to separate from a figure who was very much associated with golf, who owns golf courses, who played a lot of golf as president, and definitely, I think, felt that he had a true connection to the game and wanted that connection reciprocated. And so I think it was a difficult decision and probably a courageous decision, because certainly there has been indications in the past that golf has been closely aligned with Donald Trump. And to separate from him at this moment, it's a radical move in many ways based on the past, but it's also the right move and a positive move because of what's transpired, especially in this last month.
All right, Jaime, thank you very much. And you mentioned it. President Donald Trump has been intrinsically linked to our game and to this sport. He's an avid golfer himself, and his organization owns several other notable golf courses. You heard Brandel mention them just a moment ago. There is Trump National Golf Club Bedminster, which was, until just moments ago, scheduled to host the PGA Championship in May of 2022. That announcement tonight that they are withdrawing that venue and looking for a new host. Trump National Doral previously was host to the World Golf Championship event that's now played in Mexico on the PGA Tour. Trump Turnberry had, of course, previously hosted the Open, but not since Trump took ownership there. A couple of others, one in Washington, D.C., and then Trump International down in West Palm Beach. And there have been many images this year during his entire presidency, often at critical times in his presidency, of Donald Trump on the golf course, seeking refuge, enjoying the game. But a very affirmative, bold decision made this evening from the PGA of America.